We're going to Tyler in Pennsylvania.
Awesome, Brian. Thank you. Or Scott, thank you so much. Brian, so great to meet you. So as many of those know on the call already, I'm in the process of writing my first book titled All Roads Lead to Sales: How Sales Skills Are the Foundation to a Successful Life. And over the course of my interviews, I found that a lot of highly successful people have actually learned a lot of skills in some of their first jobs that they thought that were actually significantly more valuable than the minimum wage that they were actually making at the time. So do you have any of those early stories from one of your first jobs, and maybe even some of the skills that you never thought you were actually going to use, but have proven to actually have a big impact on your success?
Yeah, I do, Tyler, and nice to meet you. And I'm smiling because I love that example. I've never heard that before, but I'm like, man, if I go back to one of my earliest days, so 11 years old, one of my first businesses I created was a car wash business. Now, here's what I learned. And so that's why I was smiling. I'm just like, man, this dude's smart. Like the stuff we learn at a young age and don't realize that we end up applying our whole life. So a guy, Eric, across the street started a car wash. And I'm like, that's a good idea. So I mimicked the competition and went and found out a way to do it better. I went and got plywood signs and spray painted car wash. And I hired a couple of kids that were in the neighborhood who were friends of mine. I learned about marketing. I said, I want you to go one block down to that busy street where all those cars are. And I want you to hold up and wave these signs, because Eric's sign is just sitting there doing nothing. I learned about marketing, guerrilla marketing. I learned about price wars. We literally kept crossing out our signs and competing. We went from $2. I went down all the way to 65 cents at one point. I had a lineup of 9 cars. One car washed itself. He just goes, can I borrow a bucket? I'm in a rush, and went and did it himself and still gave us $2. So the stuff you learn about hiring people, about culture, about marketing, it's amazing. So I think it's a smart thing to tap into people's past and early childhoods and say, what were their gifts? What was I was a promoter at an early age. I like to have fun at an early age. I like to make money and ring the cash register. And so it's cool. I like your concept for your book.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Brian.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tyler.